Well, hello, my loves. Molly here. Gosh, I thought I was wearing black glasses, and I'm not. Well, I'm in between my sessions. Thought I would check in. First of all, we have so many new members, which makes my heart grow 15 sizes. It's just so wonderful and so exciting to me. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So exciting for you. So exciting for all of us. It's like 1 + 1 = 7 when we get some new members. So there's that. Welcome, welcome. Please contribute. Just the amount of contributions and thoughts and feelings and yahoos and honesty. It's like this group, it just is like air. I swear it. Also, very into all of the truth, but truth plus openness and corrective action planning. This is just how we do it. The thing about our relationship with food, like I say in Breaking Up with Sugar, is that there's no getting out of it, right? So there's no end point. And so, of course, we're going to have moments where we struggle and we're going to have moments where we're nailing it. The only constant in life is change, as COVID has taught all of us. And so, yeah, it's just we want to think about this group as our medicine and our daily reprieve of sorts, so that we can continue this relationship that we have with food. And as so many of you have posted about, right, watching this relationship with ourselves. And color me a little bit jealous, but some of you beauties are getting it real quick. I'm watching some of these insights at 10 days, 16 days, 23 days, and 66 days. Took me much longer, but I always say this to my team. I'm like iPhone 1, you got to crank me up. And you guys are like iPhone 15. You're like, doo, doo, doo. So anyway, you're amazing, and I love you, and you inspire me. And please, and you inspire each other. And this group is everything I dreamed of and more. Now, Andy was I've just had such a week, the COVID of it all, the world of it all. So I'm sorry I haven't gotten on sooner. But Andy was posting last week about, because in the rules it talks about, the guidelines. I hate the word rules. Rules are meant to be broken. Guidelines are meant to be followed. Am I right? So, but Andy was posting in the about that she wants to, she is concerned about wanting to release weight. She doesn't understand how she talks about it. Is that something? How can we talk about it? And here's the first thing. Of course, we can talk about it. If you have weight to release, let's do it. If you have weight to release and you have the desire to be brave and bold and strong, and want to do it, let's talk about it, right? We just don't want to talk about it in really specific terms. We don't want to say 4 pounds, or I only lost a half a pound, not useful for you, not useful for the group, but the bravery and the curiosity about it, that is what WS Warriors is all about, right? And so it's like everything else, right? The answer is never the opposite. It's always the balance. And speaking of releasing weight, and I commented, I commented on someone's post, but, and I write this in the book, but, I think a lot of you can speak to it. Those of you who have found weight release success, the answer is almost always going to be in the vows. The answer is almost, if you are not releasing weight and you have weight to release, the answer is going to almost always be in the vows. And in my experience, and I say this from a personal perspective as much as I say it from a professional perspective, my money will be on the volume vow. And Marty Lerner, my beloved mentor, really says that volume is like the third addiction. Oh my gosh. And I can remember so much how when I put down the volume, when I started to weigh and measure, a lot of feelings came up, but also a lot of weight got released, And so we say, it's if you want to know why you're eating too much sugar, stop eating too much sugar. And it's if you want to know why you won't weigh and measure your food, you'll learn pretty quickly if you start. It is such an act of bravery. Now, I'm going to give you 2 tips that I give at Beacon if you're really, really willful. Now, also remember, if we're feeling willful, I just want to make sure I don't miss my appointment. I got to check what time it is. Oh, it's 2:50. I have so much time. Okay, great. So if you're feeling willful, if you're feeling like, Molly, like no weighing and measuring over here, I always ask this question, what is the threat? What is the threat to me weighing and measuring? Now, I would be like, don't take away my food. I loved when Amy Bernstein posted, though, about, how she learned about how much food she needs. And that's been my experience, too. Like, I'm never as hungry as I feel. And I'm like a hungry lioness almost all the time. And actually have found, for me, in like 11 years in, right, like as I've, I'll put, I don't weigh and measure so much anymore. I weigh and measure the important things, nuts, heavy carbs like brown rice, but not so much. And so I'll put a lot of food on my plate, but I've really restored so much of my satiety, my ability to feel full. So I'll, and I'll be like, I'll be, so much food left on my plate, and I'll be like, wow, only my heart was hungry. My feelings were hungry. My belly wasn't hungry. So if you're feeling willful about this, listen, if you're feeling willful about this and you can power through, do it. It's going to be like, you deserve like all the prizes. And the problem is that when we're really stuck in the volume, we're not getting all the prizes, because at least in my opinion, and I don't know, I've just weighed 325 pounds, like releasing that weight is like important to me, right? Just letting it go. And, the freedom there is pretty incredible. Here are 2 ideas. So if you can't be all in, here are my 2 ideas. Number 1, can you weigh and measure what you're eating? So not like 6 ounces of steak, just like whatever you put on the plate. Like, so who cares? It's 3 cups of brown rice and 20 ounces of chicken. Like, at least live in this space of honesty. You know what I mean? Like, at least live in the space of honesty where it's like, what you're eating. Because, this delusion that we can live in, it's like, and then start there. Like, can you just start there? Or can you start with an agreed upon portion that maybe isn't in the RRP? So you'll say to yourself, I will have, the RRP says a half a cup, I'm going to do a cup. Like, can you find a middle path there? I don't know. But I'm telling you, the volume is so hard. And here's what I know. Susan, one of the coaches at Beacon, we always say this thing because, we talk about artificial sweetener. And I always say to Susan, artificial sweetener was the hardest thing I ever gave up. And in that, it was the thing that gave me the most freedom. It was all the rewards. Like, I can't tell you, like, my cravings went away. It's still, to me, like, I'm shocked. I'm also shocked when I eat it sometimes, and I'm like, holy wow. I will tell you the same thing about volume. You don't know it because, in a way, the volume is its own abusive relationship, right? So, of course, you don't know it because abusive relationships tell you that you're the problem and that you should stay and that you can't live without it. If something does that, that the volume does that. I know. Camille's saying she's cursing under her breath. I'm just here to tell you the truth and sort of ruin your lives, but in the best way possible. So it's like, the things we can't give up, usually the things that are the hardest to give up are the ones that come with the most rewards. And I can tell you, because I've done all the vows, because I wrote the book, the volume one, it comes with a lot of feelings, but the healing is in the feeling. And this group is here, but try it. If you're not releasing the weight, it's usually in the volume vow. It really is. It's usually in the volume vow. So anyway, if we want to have a convo about this, I'm totally down. New members, I don't always have this direct of a feedback, but also, when you guys write things and it's more than I can sort of respond to in a comment, I do love to come on and have a little chitty chat with my loves, but I'm interested. Let's talk more about it. And also, what do you want me to be talking about? Can you give me ideas? I just always love to know. Though I do check in on this page, probably every day, if not a little bit more. We're really doing something here. We just got so many new members. I'm so grateful you're here. I hope that you can find the loving group and recovery that you're seeking here. I was just telling a friend today about our group. She was talking about this very rigid food addiction group that only allows her to do. And I was like, come to my Breaking Up with Facebook page. We just love each other well. We love each other well here. That's how we roll. So I got to tell you, I think that's the only way. I think love is the answer to mostly everything. And with that, I pass. And I love you guys. And let me know in your comments, what you're thinking about, what you're doing. Who wants to punch me in the face because I'm talking about volume? I get it. I'm one of you. Love you guys. Bye.